Hi, and welcome to Module 5. In this module, we're going to talk about counting and cognitive anchors. And in the last session, we explored the power of sound and vibration, specifically how chanting and humming and using your voice with intention can help you to regulate your nervous system. And today, we are going to shift into something even a little bit more simpler, but equally profound, and that is different cognitive anchors like counting. And while breath and sound can work directly with the body, counting is what actively engages our mind and our body and gives our nervous system a sense of kind of rhythm and structure and predictability. And all of these are necessary when we need to ground and focus our attention. And so if you need to focus your attention, these cognitive anchors are going to help you in that process. So when stress starts to overwhelm us in our lives, or our thoughts start to scatter and time starts to feel distorted, we can turn to counting and other anchors that are going to help us kind of restore order in our lives. And it's going to give our brain something steady that we can kind of hold on to, and that is going to allow us to naturally calm our nervous system, right? Because usually when we're experiencing stress or overwhelm or anxiety, it's because we're thinking about the future or we're thinking about the past. And when we focus our attention through something like counting, we have to be present and we have to be in that moment. And so we have to let go of the anxiety of the past or the future, and we have to be present in this moment. And what that does is it reminds us, like right now I'm in my living room and I am under a roof, and even though it's raining outside, I am physically safe. And if I focus my attention, then it tells my body, I'm in this environment, in this context, and there's nothing here that needs to trigger my nervous system, right? And so focusing your attention in that way automatically says, this is where we are, this is what we're doing, and we don't need all of this other stuff, right? And so let's talk really quickly about why counting works. And, counting is rhythmic, it's repeatable, and it's predictable. And these are the qualities that are going to help soothe our nervous system, because our brain and our body loves patterns. Patterns are what provide a sense of safety and familiarity for us. And when we're anxious or when we're dysregulated, our numbers specifically can give our mind a place to kind of focus. Because when we count, we have to actually think, what are the numbers that come next? And if your brain is thinking about what are the numbers that comes next, then it can't think about what am I going to do if I don't get paid next week, or what am I gonna do if my team does this, or if we fail in this, or think about something from the past of I cannot believe that person did whatever they did, right? And this is why so many of our practices include counting in it. So our breath work includes counting, our mantras include counting, sometimes with beads. Our grounding practices include counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and so on. And so counting shifts our focus from something chaotic happening around us to our present moment. And in doing that, it focuses our attention and calms the nervous system. Now, let's talk about some cognitive anchors outside of counting. So while counting is one form of a cognitive anchor, there are a couple of others, and we're going to talk about those. So repetitions of words or phrases. Mantras are another thing. So even if you don't do it in the sense that we did earlier, repetition of words or phrases, so slightly repeating I am here, I am steady. With each breath will help you to focus your attention. Now, this is really popular in Buddhist practices. I don't have my mala. Usually I'm wearing one, which is sad, but a mala is a beaded prayer necklace that has 108 beads on it. And when you use a mala, you touch the bead, you say the mantra, and you do that 108 times. So the repetition, the mantra, and the intention are all there. I am calm, 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 right? And so the mala itself is just a tool that helps you to do the cognitive anchor, which is the mantra itself. And it helps you not to have to worry about counting in your head, right? And so you don't have to say 1, I am calm, 2, I am calm, 3, I am calm. You just say it. I am calm, I am calm, I am relaxed, I am whatever it is. I am steady, I am here, I am present, I am available. Whatever your mantra is, repetition of words and phrases, really, really helpful to help you focus your attention and your energy. Now, tracking sequences. So noticing steps while you're walking or strokes while you're swimming. I used to have to do this one when I ran in the Army because I hated running at the time. And I had to have a rhythmic pattern to my run. Counts of 4 was what I used with my breath. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It was the only way that I could focus my attention outside of, I hate running, I hate running, I hate running. And so tracking sequences, whether it's steps, whether it's breaths, whether it's strokes, whatever it is, tracking the sequences is another way to focus our attention. And whatever, it doesn't have to be athletic, it doesn't have to be physical, as long as you can track a sequence like chess moves or whatever it is, it will help you focus your attention and anchor. And then last thing we'll talk about here is naming and labeling, and this one is really, really important when we talk about emotions, although we're not going to talk about those right now. Naming and labeling actually mentally prepares you and helps you to articulate what is happening, why it's happening, and how it's happening. So if you don't name it and you don't label it, then you can never take those follow-on steps of, I am experiencing this feeling because of this emotion, and I am experiencing this emotion because of this past experience. And so mentally listing things like colors in the room or objects that you can see or sensations that you can feel. We did this exercise in one of the previous ones, but actually naming and labeling things is a way to ground and focus our attention. And so whether it's visual, whether it's verbal, whether it is physical, like whatever the ways are, you just want to make sure that you are naming and labeling those things. And all of these anchors are going to provide you a structure that is going to help remind your nervous system that you are not lost in the storm and that you actually are steady and are able to do whatever it is that you need to do. And so it is really, really important for leaders to be able to master this, because you're constantly going to be put in environments where all of the chaos all around you is going to be happening, and you have to be the anchor. So when we talk about this from a leadership perspective, it is about having cognitive anchors that can become lifesavers for you in different moments when the stress is high and when you actually have to function at a higher capacity. And so imagine preparing for a difficult conversation where emotions are really, really high. And rather than letting your thoughts spiral, you can quietly, do your breath work, inhale for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 6. Or in a heated meeting, you can silently count your breaths so that you can remain steady in that process. And for me, counting my breath so much doesn't help, but the actual practice of doing my breath helps. And so for some people, doing the breath doesn't help, but the actual counting helps. And so again, this comes back to the personalization. What's going to be best for you? Now, let's see. When we talk about anchors, this is what's going to actually help you as a leader to perform. And counting or labeling before you do something is going to silently help you to navigate whatever it is that you need to navigate. And whether it's a mantra and you're repeating that, all of those things are going to shift your presence from panic into steadiness. And so especially as you're preparing for a meeting, or especially as you're preparing for a presentation, whichever one of these areas you want to choose, you choose one, and that anchor is going to help you to focus your attention on what you need to focus on. So let's do our practice for this one. And we're going to do a grounded anchor practice. And we're going to try counting our breath. We're going to try counting our steps. And we'll do the 5, 4, 3, 2 grounding again. And we may do another one, but let's start with counting the breath. So go ahead and sit comfortably. Close your eyes and soften your gaze. Inhale through the nose and count silently to 4. And exhale through the mouth, counting to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now keep repeating this for as many rounds as you need to really focus on the steady rhythm of the numbers. And if it's helpful for you and my counting distracted you and you want to count at your own pace, feel free to pause and to practice this one right now. In for 4, out for 6, specifically counting the moments. If you're ready to move on, we'll talk about step counting. And we're going to adapt this a little bit because I'm sitting or standing at my desk right now. You may be sitting. And what I want you to do is I want you to just imagine yourself walking. And if you're in a place where you can actually walk, maybe you're listening to me on your headphones and you're outside, I want you to count your steps. So every step that you take, count to 4 and then begin again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, sync your steps to your numbers. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step. Keep it simple. 4 is perfectly fine. And match your step to your number. This is synchronized, it's repetition, and it's predictable. And it's what trains your brain to focus on what's actually happening. Now, if you want to practice counting with your breath, the simple Buddhist practice is to 10 and back down. but you don't want to keep counting higher than 10 because you want it to be simple and you want it to be predictable. And so once you get into the higher numbers, you're like, oh, I forgot what number I was on, right? So simple and predictable. 4 with the steps, 10 with the breath. All right. We're gonna skip the grounding because we've already done this one. But if you want a reminder of how to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding, go back to the introduction module, and you want to notice 5 things you can see, notice 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. And again, this is going to anchor your awareness in that present moment through the senses and the numbers. And let's do one more. We'll do a repetition of a phrase. And so you want to choose a simple phrase or a simple mantra, and you want to gently inhale and exhale while repeating the phrase. And you want to do this for several rounds. You want to notice that steady rhythm, right? So if your mantra is, I am here, I am present. Let's do I am present. Inhale, I am present. Inhale, I am present. Inhale, I am present and grounded. Inhale, I am present and grounded. Inhale, I am present and grounded, right? The repetition and the mantra, the intention and the counting. And take a moment to just pause and to notice how do these different practices feel in your body and in your mind after practicing these anchors, and which one might be most beneficial for you in the future when you need to focus your attention. You don't have to do all of these. You just need one that can be your go-to that helps you to calm and to focus your attention. So think about which one of these practices felt the most grounding for you. Was it breath counting? Was it step counting? Was it sensory grounding? Or was it the mantra? And how does your mind usually behave when you're stressed? And you want to know that so that you know which one might be helpful to counter that. And what kind of structure actually helps you to feel steady and safe? And when might you use counting or anchoring techniques to regulate in your leadership? Now, as we close out here, we've talked about counting and cognitive anchors and the power that lies in the simplicity of these. Whether it's numbers, phrases, or patterns, each one of these offers predictability in moments where chaos or uncertainty is kind of running around. And we want to give our mind something to hold on to, and that's what these do. They give our mind something to hold on to, which is going to help settle the nervous system by forcing it to focus on something predictable and repetitive. Now, as you are experiencing for your own practices, you want to notice which ones of these anchors feel natural, and you want to try them in real situations. So actually practice each one of these anchors in different situations so that you know before you are triggered which one is going to be most helpful for you. And so make sure you know the different contexts and the different environments that you might need to practice some of these, so that you can go to those contexts and those environments with a specific practice in mind. You can practice it, and then you can decide, did it help, did it not help? And how might I adjust in the future if needed? Now, in the next module, we are going to explore another aspect of regulation. This is going to be self-touch and other soothing practices that are going to help you learn how to calm your nervous system through a physical contact. So actually touching your body and how you can use that to your advantage. And what this does is it actually signals safety to our nervous system and helps to restore balance in moments of stress. And so I hope that you will join us for that one. It's super, super helpful, especially if you don't have a lot of people in your life who can ground you in that way. We're going to walk through self-hugging. We're going to walk through like different practices of hand on the heart, hand on the chest, how to use that, how to massage yourself, and all kinds of things. And so I hope that you will join us in Module 6 for self-touch and soothing practices. Thank you so much for being here, and congratulations on finishing this module.